Okay, so the relationship selling cycle, I call it a process. Again, interchangeable words. So it begins with prospecting. And when you see these chapters, these directly tie to the chapters in your textbook. So prospecting is going out and finding a potential customer. So with prospecting, you are looking for a new customer. I'm just going to give a highlight of each of these. With pre-approach, you are doing research essentially. So you're researching and preparing for meeting with a customer. And also a part of prospecting kind of into pre-approach is qualifying the customer, making sure that they have the money, authority, desire slash need to actually buy. Then you move into approach. So from approach, all the orange, into the first green close, that's what we will do for role plays. And your final role play will encompass all of those. But approach is those first few minutes of the sales call, presentation, meeting, whatever you want to call it, where you're introducing yourself to the customer, getting to know them, and then transitioning into business. And what I just mentioned is going to be your first role play. From there, when you transition into business, you'll go into needs discovery, which is strategic questioning. So asking specific and thought through questions to uncover the needs of the customer. This is probably the most significant piece of the whole process. Because if you don't uncover the needs, presentation, objections, and closing are going to be very difficult. So once we've uncovered the needs, then we will give a presentation based solely on those needs and presenting the benefits of our product that are going to add value for this customer. In this class, we keep things simple and we say, okay, objections come next. In real life, objections can come at any point. But for simplicity's sake, let's say objections come next. So any resistance to doing business. And we will learn a method for handling objections and we'll learn about why they occur. From there, once you've handled objections, you'll move into closing. And so we'll talk about how you close as well. And then the last piece, but the piece that starts the actual relationship, is follow up. So having that open and regular communication, promising on or delivering on what you promised, all of that goes into your follow up and continuing the relationship. So they also put this is the textbook, they put these into different phases. And I think the phases help with kind of maybe understanding in your mind, like what's going on during the phases. So phase number one is really about identifying your qualified prospect. So that includes what I said before, making sure they have the money, authority, desire, need to buy, having action plans for calls, doing social media research. How are you going to do this? You'll do an assignment called the sales call planning report that we'll get to much later. And then, for example, we'll use social media to help create warm leads. So, how do you find social media touches? Well, you can look at these. So, hold on a second and let me pull up my LinkedIn. Okay, so here I am on my LinkedIn. Sorry about my dog again. But if you follow this, finding social media, you click on your profile picture, scroll down to the university. So for me, it's really UTA. And then I look at alumni. And from alumni, let's say I want to work at Google. I can type in the company. I can see that 139 alumni work at Google. I can see where they work. And then as I see the second, that means I have some kind of connection with them. Like I have someone in common. And so what that means for you is if you have someone in common with them, a former executive of LinkedIn said the best way to reach out in a message on LinkedIn is through being or going to the same university. And so that's how you can leverage it. And you can further leverage or further narrow down by location. But that can help you. For me, I'm looking at, in this example, working there, which you can use in job searches. But, if it's that you're trying to find a prospect, it can be maybe you know someone that works at this company. You're trying to get into this company. And that can give you a lot more information. So for your second in-class exercise, which is not really in class, you're going to, one, connect with me on LinkedIn. If you don't have a LinkedIn at all, your assignment is to create a LinkedIn. If you do have a LinkedIn, use the methodology I described, find a second or third connection, have a career similar to what you're working towards, and then in a Word document or PDF, screenshot the person's profile and then type out why this is a career you want or working towards, and then submit on D2L by your next class time. So I'm actually going to stop here again, and then we'll have a short next video.